Today on UI7 Newsbreak.
Dialogue about Chief Illini Wick continues after the UI Senate rejects Jay Rosenstein's resolution to ban chief appearances.
And Urbana public safety workers celebrate the retirement of Brian Neitlinger, an Urbana fire chief who is retiring after 40 years of work.
Later, we'll see how Centennial High Schoolers came together to raise $26,000 at their annual dance marathon.
Also, the University of Illinois football team is looking to fire up some wins with a new state of mind.
Your UI7 Newsbreak starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio, this is your UI7 Newsbreak.
Hello, I'm Malik Caudell.
And I'm Grace Cacciaturian, and here are today's top stories.
Following Monday's Academic Senate meeting, where Professor Jay Rosenstein's chief resolution was rejected, the conversation continued during an open dialogue held at the Illinois Union.
UI7 Newsbreak's Chris Joe attended looking for a solution.
Thanks, Grace. Rosenstein's original proposal called for stricter enforcement of the no protest policy at home games. I spoke to Rosenstein yesterday, and his resolution wasn't intended to be the end-all, be-all solution. The Senate did end up passing new protest policies, but that didn't stop folks from attending and providing their input.
On Tuesday, a charrette on Native American imagery was hosted at the Union. It was intended to be a forum where people could exchange ideas regarding the polarizing mascot. The charrette comes on the heels of the Academic Senate meeting, where Professor Jay Rosenstein's resolution concerning Chief Illini Wick was opposed. Rosenstein explained that hearing the views of Native American students as an undergraduate shaped his views.
But it really kind of shocked me. And I realized, wow, I'd never heard that before, I never thought about that before, but it was really clear to me right from then what was wrong with it. And, the switch flipped in my head where I realized, this is wrong, we've got to do something about it.
I don't think students are enabled to voice their opinion. In fact, I think they're actively suppressed when they try to voice an opinion that a faculty member might disagree with. And I think it doesn't matter whether you're presenting fact or opinion. If someone disagrees with it, it disturbs me that the auto response seems to be violent.
Behind me is a timeline of Native American imagery at the U of I. This was just one of the stations at the charrette where attendees were encouraged to fill in the blanks.
Event organizer Rusty Barcelo acknowledged the unrelenting nature of the efforts to educate.
It'll be an ongoing process. This isn't going to be resolved in a semester or even a year. It needs to be an ongoing kind of conversation so that we all have the same information.
Despite not getting his resolution passed, Rosenstein expects Chancellor Robert J. Jones to act, putting the issue to rest.
My hope is that he's going to follow through with that, and certainly in the fall I'm going to hold him to that, and then we'll see what that policy says. Will that policy allow an unauthorized chief to continue to appear, or will somehow that policy not? And either way, I think it's a win for what I was trying to do, because what the university's been doing all along is just sort of turning a blind eye.
In Champaign, I'm Chris Joe, UI7 Newsbreak.
University officials say that new training in the Me Too movement has spurred a recent rise in reports of employee sexual misconduct. In both 2017 and 16, the university's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Access saw about 50 sexual conduct cases involving faculty, staff, or student employees. This is almost a 100% increase from what the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Access saw in 2014. Some of the reported incidents involve sexual or gender-based harassment, dating violence, stalking, and sexual assaults. The News-Gazette broke the news after obtaining university data. ODEA Director Heidi Johnson told the News-Gazette that this year's caseload is already bigger. She says the Me Too coverage has led to employees asking for more harassment training. She told the News-Gazette, "We've received a lot of requests for training just this year. Based on what's happening in the media, people feel like they can come forward now, where previously they didn't feel like they could because they didn't have their support." This data is separate from the student-to-student complaints, which the Campus Title IX office handles.
Urbana Fire Chief Brian Neitlinger has finished his tenure with the city after 25 years of paid service. He began firefighting as a volunteer cadet when he was a senior at Catlin High School in 1977. His walkout ceremony was held at the station Monday.
First test I took for a fire department was at the University of Illinois. I felt like I won the lottery when I became a paid firefighter. Each step of this journey has been something new and unexpected. There's a camaraderie in the firehouse. The way they interact with each other, it's almost like three different families. Small world. A firefighter will experience more trauma in a week than most people do in their whole lives. You see things that get burned into your memory.
It's going to be for a pickup truck that T-boned a car.
When people call 911, it's the worst day in their lives, and you're responding to make it better.
I got my nickname on my very first day on duty.
He's like, wasn't that your name? And I've been through 3 recruiting processes. And when you recruit people, you're recruiting people that have emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, that know how to talk to and get along with people, and additionally who have some good mechanical aptitude.
Oh, you got big shoes to fill then.
I would like to see stronger relationships built between fire companies and the schools. Primarily our education effort is now done by our fire marshal, but I would like to get our fire companies, see them in the schools more.
Now, and it's not going to be stormy.
Some kids are in scary situations. They need the comfort of knowing that the public safety people in the city are there for them.
What your parents say when they say
get them involved as far as doing things instead of just listening to us talk. So they come in and it's already a very inviting atmosphere. Once I have their attention, then I can teach them. We have a philosophy that if you tell me, I'll forget. If you teach me, I'll remember. But if you involve me, I will learn.
Okay, I'd now like to welcome the Honorable Mayor Diane Marlin to the podium for the reading of the proclamation.
You know, we were friends before he became my boss. He's like my brother from another mother of another color.
Let God run the play, and you just go along. That's my time to thank you for yours.
Thank you, Chief Natalie.
This fire department is in experienced and dedicated hands. We have extremely strong divisions.
Dockless bike sharing may soon be rolling through to Champaign-Urbana. A bike share pilot program is in the works after the Champaign City Council voted yes last month. These bike shares would be distributed around town and on campus by an outside company. Renters would use their smartphones to pay and unlock the bikes, which will cost between 50 cents to $1 per hour. Lily Wilcock is the active transportation coordinator for the university and says the program has a lot of benefits.
I don't think you can be truly ready. I think it's a growing process, and so I think we just need to do it and then test out, and then grow as we go and modify it, when it's necessary.
Approval of the pilot program is dependent on what the Urbana City Council decides on May 21st. The two cities and the university are hoping to strike a joint agreement, and if this happens, the pilot program would run until June 2019.
This weekend was the 10th anniversary of the Margie K. and Louis N. Cohen Cultural Center. Hillel members, young and old, came out to a luncheon in celebration. Some attendees had known the Illinois Hillel before it even had its own building. One of the attendees was Jim Krakauer, an Air Force veteran who moved to the area 40 years ago.
I think that a building is only valuable by the people that are in it. And the people that are in it are the best quality and the best talented. And we've never had a better organization, a better group of management than we have today.
Krakauer said that he has met lifelong friends at Hillel, and that has been a pivotal part of his life.
We got some storms coming our way. We have our weather person, Nicole Chance, outside live in Urbana.
Thanks, Grace. As you can see, it is an absolutely gorgeous day outside here. And even though we are expected to see some scattered thunderstorms and showers into the night and into tomorrow and the rest of the week, it's going to be perfect weather to enjoy this gorgeous day and put on some sunglasses and enjoy the sun. If we take a look at our Fastcast right now, you can see it's 69 degrees right now. It is partly cloudy, and you can see that my hair has been blowing in the wind somewhat, with the wind coming out of the south-southwest at about 15 miles per hour. back to you guys in the studio.
When we return, we look at how local movie theaters prepped themselves for Marvel's Infinity War film.
We also look at the record-setting marathon dance by Centennial High School students.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
As summer approaches, this year's blockbuster movies are beginning to assemble. This past weekend, Avengers: Infinity War made its debut with success worthy of the Mad Titan himself. It's already breaking box office records with scores of people ready to gaze at the dreamy Chris Hemsworth. But with big premieres comes plenty of extra work for movie theaters. So Voice 16 IMAX manager Ben Lehman said that they have done their fair share of preparation and are excited for the event.
8 theaters, which is basically half our theaters, what is half our theaters for this weekend. And I think each day, I counted earlier, we have close to 25 showtimes, separate showtimes for Avengers. So we just make sure we have a lot of everything to kind of cover all the bases.
Champaign-Urbana's Independent Media Center kicks off its annual May Day event this weekend on Friday, April 4th at 6 p.m. Mayfest attendees can look forward to a lineup of local artists, performers, and activists coming together in a safe space to celebrate the music, art, and community of Urbana. The weekend is scheduled to start with a visual art showcase, DJ, and spoken word artists, then end up with a pop-up bar opening when the night hits. Saturday's events include radical Zine workshops, multimedia collaborations with quantum physicists, and an album release party to close. The weekend ends with a relaxing Wanderlust yoga class offered on Sunday morning. As always, the weekend's events are entirely free, so come one, come all to the Champaign-Urbana Independent Media Center this weekend to celebrate a warm start to May. The IMC looks forward to seeing you there. Hockey may require skates, but the help of a sled allows those with disabilities to play hockey too. Hockey was created to provide a way for physically impaired people to play the sport. Tim Kirk brought his team and his equipment to the University of Illinois Ice Arena to get more families on the ice. Kirk and his team travel around Illinois hosting sled hockey events at different ice rinks free of charge.
To play, we provide everything from the sled, all the hockey equipment, the ice time, the coaches, so we just want them to show up and have fun.
The team can be found on the ice in Peoria, May 19th.
The Illinois Marathon isn't the only on-foot event featured in the area recently. Patrons put on their walking shoes and headed out to an event in Urbana shining light on autism. A bright sunshiny day. Fun activities. Music. There's a lot going on here, and it's all in the name of autism. The CU Autism Network annual walk has been going on for years. Diane Ducey and her son, Aiden Anderson, have become a common sight at the event.
And we've been to all of them, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And Parkland College is where it all started, and we were a part of it then, playing music and helping direct people the right way.
But even with all the spectacle around, there's one aspect that really draws Anderson into the event.
There you go. That's what I wanted.
Well, this horse may be too small for me to ride, but it's definitely an attraction here at the CU Autism Network 9th Annual Walk-in Resource Fair.
Anderson doesn't care so much for the games. He wants to see the animals. CU Autism Network's Cheryl McKibben loves seeing all the patrons getting to do their own thing.
It's a very welcoming environment for them. Sometimes children with autism in environments they get judging looks and attitudes, but here everybody is accepted.
Autism is not uncommon.
And so I don't know where we're...
Anderson and his mom hope the world outside the event can become more informed.
1 in 68 kids these days diagnosed with autism, so it's something that we all should pay attention to, but everybody is feeling the love today.
The event might be a walk, but the purpose is to start a talk. In Urbana, Malik Caudell, UI7 Newsbreak.
Ow! Switching out our walking shoes for dancing shoes, local high school students got to celebrate a year of making miracles for pediatric patients. Centennial High School students hosted their 7th annual dance marathon, raising a school record of over $26,000 for St. John's Children's Hospital. The stars of the night are not the students, but past and present pediatric patients, the Miracle Kids.
Hi.
One star of the evening was Miracle Child's Brianna Black. Brianna's mom, Judy Black, says students are doing much more than just raising money. They are learning the impact they can have in their school and community despite their age.
It's important for high schoolers because I think sometimes maybe they feel like because they are teenagers, they're not making a difference. And they are making a difference, and they can make a difference.
Black's daughter, Brianna, was born with a respiratory problem that other health issues builded upon. Black says this event is so much more than just dancing. She believes it is cultivating a hope that is flooding the community, reaching the families at St. John's Children's Hospital.
You guys are giving kids like Levi a chance.
And even changing Centennial, one student at a time.
These high schoolers have realized the impact they can have not only on their community, but their high school as well. So let's dance.
Okay, so students come together, all 50 exec members, and we just raised $26,000 by ourselves. Like, high schoolers can do pretty amazing things.
It's all for kids like Brianna.
Keep miracles in motion. Keep making impossibles possible. And know that you're making those, that you are a miracle motion as well.
As many students say, #FTK to commemorate the hope they are spreading for the kids. In Champaign, I'm Grace Kachaturian, UI7 Newsbreak.
After the break, we will see how this year's fluctuating weather has affected our crops.
Then, UI7 Newsbreak's weatherwoman, Nicole Chance, lets us know our local and national weather.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Despite a cold, wet start to spring, this year's planting season is finally underway for Illinois farmers. After one of the coldest Aprils on record, farmers are looking forward to what is forecasted to be a warmer May after cold soil temperatures have delayed most farmers from even thinking about getting into the field. Planters will be out in full force this week, in the Illinois State Police District 10 in Posodum reminds drivers to use caution and be patient when following large equipment on the road.
This just in, warm weather is now trending in central Illinois.
UI7 Nicole Chance has more with our forecast.
So we've seen some warm temperatures throughout the week, and we're going to see if that's going to be expected to continue later on into the end of this week and into the weekend. We take a look at our local temperatures right now. Currently, you can see we have some local temperatures in the 70s. In Rantoul, it's about 71. And in Springfield, it's about 72 degrees right now. And those warmer temperatures are expected to bring in some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And we're going to see if that's going to affect the Champaign-Urbana area. However, if you take a look at our Midwest temperatures right now, you can see that there's obviously been a warm up from yesterday, about 10 degrees in every area in the Midwest to be exact. If you take a look at Kansas City right now, it's currently at 69 degrees. Paducah, we're at about 70 degrees. And in Louisville, Kentucky, we're sitting at about 72 degrees right now. If we take a look at our national temperatures, you'll see obviously in the western part of the nation, there has been a huge cool down. For instance, in Seattle, it's about 45 degrees right now. In Helena, Montana, it's about 37 degrees. And if you take a look at Denver, Colorado, it's about 47 degrees. However, on the eastern side of the nation, you can definitely see that the temperatures have increasingly warmed up. In Cleveland, it's about 75 degrees right now. Miami, it's about 78. If you take a look here in New York City, it's about 72 degrees. We're going to look at what tonight and tomorrow is going to bring us in the Champaign-Urbana area, and we are expected to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the night tonight with a low of 67 and winds coming out of the south-southwest at about 14 miles an hour. Those showers and thunderstorms are expected to continue later on in tomorrow. We're expected to see higher chances of thunderstorms and showers throughout the day tomorrow with a high of 76 and wind coming out of the southwest at about 15 miles an hour. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at our 5-day forecast here, today it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 82 and a low of 68. Thursday, as I've said before, we are going to see those scattered showers and thunderstorms with a high of 76 and a low of 66. Friday is also going to be partly cloudy with a high of 76 and a low of 72. And into the weekend on Saturday, we'll see a high of 79 and a low of 55. And then on Sunday, we'll see mostly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 47, with a scattered shower possibly going to be sprinkled in there. So guys, it is really refreshing to know that we do have some warmer temperatures after this really cold April that we had. Actually, it is one of the coldest Aprils on record, and weather records go back about 120 years.
Well, Nicole, I hope the warm weather stays on. I'm ready to get my floaties out and hop in the pool. Thanks for the weather update.
And live on set, we have Stephen Cohn to talk about how lit the Illini football team is.
Yeah, Grace, it might only be May 2nd, but people are excited about Illinois football. A little bit of a change than it's been in the past. Also, Illinois baseball beat Southern Illinois last night, and also a new way to track runners during the Illinois Marathon. All that next. Stay tuned here on UI7 Newsbreak.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
There is legitimate hype around Illinois football for the first time in years, and it's all because of one word: Liddyville. After a few down seasons, Illinois football is finally lit. Liddyville, that is, a phrase coined by Illinois running backs coach Thad Ward as the Illini look to enter a new winning era.
This is the place to be. Liddyville is simply a state of mind, all right, where everything's lit, where we have a good time, we have fun, but we do our job. This is a great place to be. You know, Champaign, Urbana, Liddyville, the University of Illinois. It's a great time.
Illinois has won 5 total games over Lovie Smith's first 2 seasons as the head coach in Champaign, and the Illini are looking to build the program. The dividends are already paying off in Ward's Liddyville with a top 30 recruiting class in 2019, including 5-star quarterback Isaiah Williams.
And Liddyville just isn't some random phrase on Twitter and social media anymore. It's becoming actual merchandise for several local retailers.
Local stores like Game Day Spirit are now selling Liddyville merchandise, proof that fans like Jeff Goldberg are now buying into Ward's vision.
I play football here, so I kind of keep up on that stuff. My understanding is that Liddyville means great place to be, great town, something like that. And it is. I raised my family here. It is a great place to be.
While it may not have been evident at a sparsely attended spring game in April, Ward is thankful that some fans and recruits are beginning to buy into Liddyville.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, it's beyond me, man. I mean, I just been told they sold out of everything already. It's just everybody's included with it. You know, the players, our head coach, our administration, everybody's. I mean, it's been crazy, to be honest with you.
In Champaign, I'm Stephen Cohn, UI7 Newsbreak. Outside of Memorial Stadium, construction on the new Football Performance Center is underway. The practice building is estimated at approximately $80 million, and it comes on the heels of the 2-year, $170 million renovation to the State Farm Center that finished 2 years ago. Athletic Director Josh Whitman also announced plans for Demersion Park, an $18 million soccer and track complex, to be fully completed by the 2021 season. The recent investments highlight the university's aim of putting a precedent on improving its athletic facilities. The center broke ground in January and is expected to include a players' lounge as well as offices, a weights room, and much, much more. And Illinois baseball won a midweek non-conference game against Southern Illinois last night 9-1. The Illini's 6 pitchers combined to throw a 2-hitter, and the Illini scored 5 runs in the 5th inning, behind a 3-run home run from left fielder Doran Turchin and a solo shot following Turchin by center fielder Zach Taylor. The Illini added 1 more run later in the game on an RBI single by Turchin, and Joey Gerber closed out the game with 2 strikeouts in the 9th inning. Local St. Joseph Ogden High School hosted varsity cheer tryouts for the upcoming fall semester. Former St. Joe Ogden cheerleader and head coach Jonathan Lackey is approaching his 3rd year of coaching and is ready to take his team to the next level. The boys and girls trying out are required to show off a learned cheer, a stunting sequence, a dance, a jump sequence, flexibility, and of course, tumbling. This may seem like a lot to some, but Lackey says his team is held in high regard and wants to continue this throughout the season by having the best possible team. The Illinois Marathon took place last Saturday with a new feature to make the race better for runners and more enjoyable for their fans in attendance. Marathon participants lined up at the Arc Thursday afternoon to receive tags that can enable their friends and family to track their location during the marathon. It was a lively Saturday at the Illinois Marathon as fans celebrated outside Memorial Stadium as they tracked their runners. Some families, however, used the app as a competitive advantage. Participant Mackenzie Bach breaks down how he and his family used the app to help him make better time.
Using the app, my mom was able to track where I was in the race and be able to meet me on the course and hand me a banana every hour to keep my energy levels at their peak levels.
The new implementation of the Illinois Marathon app added a new factor to this year's event, making it even more enjoyable. And the Illinois Marathon actually ended in a 2-way tie this year, so if you've ever heard of that.
Well, I heard about it this past weekend. Crazy.
And that's all we'll have for your UI7 Newsbreak. Thank you for watching.
For more of our stories, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and like us on Facebook.
Until next semester, have a great summer, Illini.